So the first thing of these four is like it's like you're going on a trip. You got to have a destination. We talk about that all the time. If you look at the plan on a page, you can find that out on the Jade Factory Facebook private group that we've got set up now. And if you go to the learning units, you'll see the main unit that's in there is the master class. And I talk about that extensively in that master class. If you haven't ever watched that, or it's been a long time, it's time for a review, go in there on the Facebook page and go on learning, and then you'll see the master class and hit play. And that's everything that you need to know about what we do. I mean, everything. And in that, we talk about the why. And that's your destination. That's what's your desire. That's why you're starting this business. That's why you're getting out of your comfort zone. That's why you're, doing something that you usually don't do. That's what a trip is. You don't always do it. It makes it exciting, a little nervous, not quite sure what to do. And so first thing is, where are we going? So that's at the top of the plan on a page. That's the very first thing we do. The second thing that we do, and quick shout out to Mr. Jason Trott, just got out of surgery today. I hope you all will pray for that man. He had some crazy ass stuff happen in the last 72 hours. So keep him in your prayers. He is out of surgery and sound like he was doing good. And I want y'all to know that if that man can make it on Power Hour in the freaking hospital, the rest of your team ain't got no excuses. So glad you're here, buddy. Yes, sir. So you got to have your destination nailed down. When you have your destination nailed down, the next thing that you got to do is, how are we going to get there? What are we going to use for transportation? A lot of people think about walking. That's not a good thing, especially if you're going anywhere of any distance, and that usually means significance. If you're going anywhere important, it's probably not in walking distance, all right? Or that's going to be a really, really, really long walk. So it's always better if you're going somewhere cool, is the further away it is, usually the cooler it is, right? And so you need a vehicle to get there if it's a long destination. That's the second thing. And the third and fourth thing that you need go into the resource category. If you're going on a trip, you know where you're going, you got a car to get you there, an airplane, helicopter, boat, whatever, maybe a scooter, I don't know what you're using to get there, but you're going to need some resources to go with that. You need internal resources and you need external resources. You need to know how to drive the car. That's an internal resource. And you have to have external resources. You're going to need gas, fuel for the tank, fuel for the body. You're going to need some water. You're going to need shelter. You're going to need clothes. You're going to need these resources. If you don't have all four of those things, you never leave. You never leave your house. You don't get in the vehicle. You don't gas it up. You don't get in there and push on the gas. Maybe you don't know how to drive it. Maybe you don't have gas. Maybe you think you don't have the resources. All those things will come into play. And so all the trainings that we always do are going to fall within one of those four categories. So tonight we're going to talk about the second one, which is the vehicle for your trip. How cool is the vehicle that we've got? How does the vehicle work a little bit? Just some basic stuff. I'm not going to get in there and explain how the combustion engine works, but I am going to show you a couple things on how do you go through this comp plan? How do you get to these ranks that you saw when you were in Salt Lake City and you're seeing everybody standing up and maybe you even stood up and you're like, I have no idea why they called my name, but I stood up and waved to everybody and that was cool. So I'm going to show you how that works tonight, and I'm going to show you in a cool animation on how we get there. Okay, so how do I want to go? We'll go ahead and knock that out, and then I'll do some announcements at the end and weave that in. So I'm going to share my screen here. All right, Mark, give me a thumbs up if you can see the blue dot. Mark turned into the earth. I don't know what, there it is. Okay, there's thumbs up. Cool. He's got a cool little green screen effect. That's awesome. So when you first get started in the business, that's you. All right, you're the blue dot. You just got started in this thing. You're a business partner. You did your $5.99 or your $12.99. Now we've got a couple new packages. You've got the $3.99, $5.99, $8.99, $12.99. $19.99. You got a whole bunch of different packages. So it doesn't matter which one of those you do, you have a spot in the organization. That's you. So what do we do after that? We're in, cool. I got my box. Maybe I don't even have my box. What do I do? The very first thing that you do is you go out to the Jade Factory Facebook page and you go watch that master class. And that master class lays everything out. All right, so that's the theory. That's being in the classroom when you were learning how to drive. The first thing happens is you go into the classroom and you learn all the basic stuff. Then it's time to actually get in the car and go. Okay, so what is that getting in the car and go? Last power hour, I talked about getting on your phone and reaching out. This little fella right here that y'all can't go more than 10 feet away from. This is when you wake up first thing in the morning, what do? Do you lean, do you roll over and say good morning to whoever's in bed with you? No, you roll the other way and you grab your phone. That's the first thing that you typically do. So this thing's important. All right. You ever leave it on the countertop and you make it down the road? You don't make it past the first stoplight and you're like, where the hell is my phone? So that thing, you grab it, you reach out, and what you're going to do is you're going to reach out to 100 people. And when you reach out to them, we'll teach you how to do all those steps. We're not going to get into all of that too much tonight, but you reach out to 100 people. And when you reach out to them, there's going to be about 50 of them that aren't going to say anything in return. They're busy. They don't remember who you are. It's been a while since high school or whatever. They got things going on. The other 50 are probably going to respond, and they're going to say, hi. They're going to wave back. And then the people that wave, you're going to say, have you been? And they're going to say, I've been doing good. Have you been? And you say, I've been doing good. And you're going to say, how's your family doing? And we're going to start and move out of the small talk and then start into the conversation. In this business, you are one conversation away. You never know what that conversation is going to lead to. You don't know the butterfly effect of that conversation, but you have these conversations. And when you're doing that, you're saying, how's your family? They're going to tell you how that's going, or, oh, they're good. And they're going to move on and they're going to ask, how's your family? Or they're going to go into detail and say, well, Aunt Susie, man, she's been sick for a little bit and she's dealing with this. And my mom's been dealing with that. And actually, I don't sleep worth a damn. And my diabetes is getting up there. And my cholesterol is getting up there. And my blood pressure getting up there. All these different things that people might say. And when they mention that, now you're into the next step where you can dig in. They've told you something that's going on in their life. So then you dig into that. You show empathy. So, hey, man, how long have you been dealing with that? You've been taking medication for that? Are you on blood pressure medication? I've been doing it. What type do you take? How long have you been taking it? Is it working for you? Are you able to keep it there? Are you getting any side effects on it? This is as you go deep when they give you one of those items. You go through this conversation. You do this with about 25 people of the 50 that responded to you are going to start talking. They're going to start getting into one of these items. And then as you continue on, I'm suggesting to you that if you break that 25 people group up, you're going to have 12 of them that are interested in health, and you're going to have 12 of them that are interested in wealth. Of the 12 that are interested in wealth, you're going to continue the process. And in this masterclass, I explain how all this goes. And I teach you how to dig in and see if that's something that they actually want to fix. You've been talking about wealth. You've been talking about wanting a better job. You make some more money, take your kids on a trip, take your wife out to dinner a little bit more often, go on a vacation, whatever. Is that something you're serious, or are you just joking around? Good portion of them, not real serious, just barking at the moon. Cool, no problem. But there's going to be some of them, they're going to go to the next step, and they're going to want to actually learn about this. What do you do? Well, I've got a guy you need to talk to. Then it comes to me or one of my shooters, one of my leaders. And then we go through the rest of the process. When we get done with that, you've got 12 people interested in the beginning parts of making some more money. And when you get done with that, here's what's going to happen on the screen. One of them is going to join the business. What did you do? You had a conversation. You found out where it hurt. That was step one of the conversation. Step two was you asked them if they were serious. That's where we weigh it on the scale. Step three was, well, if you're serious about that, I got somebody you need to talk to. And an introduction was done. And that was with those 12 people. You whittled it down. And then all of a sudden I get done talking to one of them. They're like, let's do this thing. I'm ready to go. And then another one pops up and says, I would like to talk to your guy. I talk to them. Boom. Guess what? They joined the business. And then you got another one, a third of the 12, 75% failure rate. After you had a 50% failure rate, after you had another 50% failure rate. When it's all said and done, 3 new people have joined your business. If you just got started, this is your box right up here, your circle at the top. I'm assuming in this whole equation that it's only 500 points. They did the $5.99 package, and now we've got all the way up to $19.99 package, and people are already signing up on those. So making this very simple, 500 points for you, 500 points for Al here, 500 points for Bob, and 500 points for Chuck. Add that all up, you got 2,000 points in your organization. Now, in this example, I don't worry about placement. Don't worry about that. That all works out. No problem. So what happens? Boom. You just made it to a Kyani Jade. Congratulations. You've gotten your first promotion. You're a Jade. They're going to announce you at the next convention. You're going to stand up, wave to everybody. That's going to be pretty cool. But here's what happens. Next month, they're not going to join again. They got their box. There's a lot of volume in that box, 500 points of volume in that box. But next month, they're not going to buy the package again, right? And so here's what we got to do. We need to start focusing on some customers. So back to that original 100 people that we talked to, 50 of them didn't talk to you back. 50 of them did. Of the 50, 25 just want to talk about the weather. Another 25 wanted to talk about something. Half of those turned into those business partners right there. The other half wasn't talking about wealth. When you're asking them how their family is or occupation, all those things, it went more into the let's help some people, their health. Let's get their health better. They're looking about their wellness. They want to make sure they're eating better foods. Tired of taking medication. They want to eat better stuff. And so we go through the conversation, say, hey, are you serious about actually getting your health into a better spot? Or are you just barking at the moon? Like, no, man, I need to do something. I've had some wake-up calls. I got to be able to get in here, and I need to lose some weight. I need to get this blood pressure in check. I got to do some things. Well, we got this 90-day challenge. We got a lot of cool stuff. Hey, man, that sounds good. Can you tell me some more? They're serious. You weigh them. They're like, yeah, I'm serious, man. Let's make this thing happen. What do I need to do? I need you to talk to my guy. You pass the ball. You pull the lever, move them on down to the next person. You send them to me or one of the shooters. Or you can send them, if they want some information, you can send them to the wellness from the inside and out. And when you do that and you get done with that, guess what? Of those 12, I'm suggesting, and remember, we had 12 on the business side. 9 of them chose not to do the business. But guess what? We're going to switch back around and say, hey, you were interested on the well side. That didn't really, turn your crank. But what about your health? How's that doing? Well, I need to look into that. So you've got, of the 12 for the wealth, 9 of them said no. So you take those 9 plus the 12 that are interested straight from the beginning into the health side. You got 21 people. Do you think you could get a third of them to maybe try the product? Yeah. And when they do, guess what? You get some customers show up here on the screen. Now you got 7 customers. You got 3 business partners, 7 customers. What is that? That's a special thing in our organization. That's called a Jade Factory Jade. Not just a Jade, not a Kyani Jade. That's a Jade Factory Jade because of the 7 customers. The Jade Factory is extremely well known. People join the business. They say, hey, how's the whole customer thing? You need to talk to Mr. Salge. I get a lot of phone calls from a lot of other organizations within Kyani and Team Fusion and the greater organization calling me up saying, what do you guys do? I tell them what we do. We're here to impact lives. So that's a very important thing, 3 and 7. That's what you're shooting for. This is your building block unit of your organization for your family's future family tree history is built on a foundation, and it's built on 3 and 7. Everything that we do in this business is based on this. If you get nothing out of tonight except this right here, that you're looking for 3 business partners and 7 customers, if that's all that happens tonight, then I'm going to call it a good night. Make sure this makes sense to you. Make sure that you get this. All right, so now what happens? Well, these people that join the business, what are we going to do? We're going to make sure that they go through training. They're going to log in to the Jade Factory Facebook page. They're going to watch that masterclass, and they're going to understand the same thing that you did, that they're looking for 3 and 7. How do they do that? They get their phone, the thing that's on their nightstand that they reach to before they say hi to who's in bed. They're going to get on here. They're going to wave to 100 people. 50 of them are going to wave back. Of those 50, you're going to say, how are you doing today? 25 are going to talk about the weather. 25 are going to be interested in health or wealth. Same thing's going to go down. And when we start talking to those people, they're talking to them about their health. A couple of them are going to say, I need to try this. Money back guarantee. I can't lose on this thing. Let me try this out. I need to get my health better. Next person that joined your business, Bob. That's what Al did. Bob, next person. Guess what? 100 people he reaches out to. Same thing that you did. Are you reaching out to any more people in this example? No. What are you doing? You're helping Bob here understand what we do. It's like, dude, all we do, Bob, is you get your phone and you wave hi to 100 people. Well, what if they're dead? Bob, it doesn't matter. Just wave to them. Just like you were walking through the grocery store and you ran into them, you'd wave to them across there about 5 aisles. Some of them are going to wave and keep on going. Some are going to walk over and want to have a talk. 25 of those 50 are just going to want to talk about innocuous nonsense. 25 of them are going to ask what's been going on. You're going to get in a conversation, and 12 of them want to talk about health. And of that, we're going to get some customers there, Bob. Well, that's easy to do. Then you go over and you talk to Chuck. Same conversation. Chuck goes and gets a couple customers. Now, what's happened here? This is very interesting. This is why our organization is so powerful. Because if you add this up from a volume perspective, you remember what I showed here earlier, before all this happened, you hit Jade, you're a Kiani Jade, but there's no customers. Next month, there's no volume because you're not going to buy the product, the big old box of product. So you get some customers, you teach your people to get some customers, and when that happens, now you've got volume, and guess what these customers do? They're going to purchase every month. Well, Casey, some are going to drop off. I get it. Talk to somebody else, okay? I'm talking 7 customers in your business. Imagine going out and open any type of retail location, and all you do is get 3 other people to work there with you, and all y'all all do in combination is you get 28 customers in the entirety of that the doors are open. That's all we do. That's all we focus on. You only need 7 of them. Now, you can go get all 28 if you want, but it's easier if you find 3 people that might go out and grab a couple. So now you got 28 customers. What's going to happen next month? You already got 28 customers. Set them up for auto ship on the 1st of the month. Why would they want to do auto ship? Lots of good reasons now, even better reasons now. For one, they don't have to worry about it. They love the product. They want it to be there. They don't want to go without it. You need to point these things out to them. Hey, you're feeling pretty good. It sure would suck if you went back to the way you were feeling about a month ago, wouldn't it? Make sure your auto ship's turned on for the 1st of the month. You don't have to do it with your whole organization. Just talk to your 7 people. They're on auto ship now. When they do that, they get access to the Healthy Living Hub. What's in there? Unbelievable good stuff in there. You got to pay money for that sort of thing out there on the internet right now. There's a lot of great coaches and things out there. They're charging a lot of money for that. Well, who's running this one? Dr. Andreas. The dude's a beast. I mean, the man he's in shape, like in shape. He's in competitions, winning competitions, triathlete. He's giving you meal plans, what to eat, what not to eat, how to work out, all the different things you need to know. That's why they want to be on auto ship. 2 good reasons right there. Make them that offer. So now what's happened? You're locking in $300 a month coming into your bank account. Let me put this into perspective, folks. What have you done so far? You reached out and waved on your phone to 100 people. 3 of those 100 decided to join you in a business. Do you know 100 people? Is there 3 of them that want to make some extra money? I mean, get this in your head and stop getting freaked out about all the other stuff that you got to do in this business. That's not, you don't have to do anything else. This is it. You don't have to train them. We take care of that. You don't have to close them. We take care of that. You don't have to explain it to them. We take care of that. What do you have to do? You got to wave to 100 people. That's how this builds. So now that you've got this going on, that $300, what did I have to do when I started my journey for residual income? I had to save up for 2 years for $30,000. And people are going, well, I don't have any money to get started in this business. Dude, make a plan or sit there and make an excuse. If you want to make an excuse, bye-bye, you can be one of the 97. I'm good with that. Look for the ones that don't give you all those excuses. Look for the ones going, dude, I got to make some money. What do I got to do? That's who you're looking for. Stop begging people. Stop finding 2 people that you think have all this potential. Everybody has potential. Everybody knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. And next thing you know, everybody on the planet knows Kevin Bacon. Okay? It ain't about potential. It's about finding the people that are hungry, finding the people that are coachable, and going through it and doing it kind of in a hurry. Instead of just sitting there and go, so what do you want to talk about today? You want to talk about how you don't have any money again today? Stop messing with those people. Go to lunch with them if you want to, but move on. Get to 100 people and get it done. When you're having the conversation, be intentional at that time. Don't blow through the conversation. The conversation is very short. So don't run through the short conversation. Between conversation is when you're sprinting on your phone, waving to a bunch of people. Get to the next person and then slow down and be human, have a conversation. And then haul ass to the next one and then slow down, be human, have a conversation. I'm talking about finding 3 people, not saving up $30,000 freaking dollars. After I saved up 30 grand, then I had to go through the closing, all the nonsense with that, insurance, taxes, liability, fixing it up, painting the walls, painting it with the wrong paint, having to go back and paint it again on some of the doors I did. I was ready to break the damn things. Then that's just to get it pretty so somebody will actually come in and live in it. Go through and interview all these, people that are going to rent from you. Some people, a little shady. Some people, not what you want to deal with, right? Then that's just to get them to move in. Then they scuff up the walls, screw up the carpet, break everything, call you saying, hey, this doesn't work and this doesn't work. And my kid put a He-Man down the toilet and that's broken now. And the air conditioner, we ate the freaking air filter. So you got to go. And then we think there's a leak upstairs also and the air conditioner again. And, oh my God. And you haven't even gotten a rent check yet. Then the first of the month comes around and it's time for them to pay you. And they send you a check. And you go to the bank and you're praying that this thing's going to go through. Why? Because you got a mortgage to pay for. That 30 grand wasn't, or was that, you're not done yet, right? That was just 30 of the 150,000. So you got $120,000 liability that you got to service every month. Whether they pay rent or not, the bank doesn't care. It's your name on the note and all the expenses you got to cover. When it was all said and done, I made $260 a month. Residual income, baby. Or you can grab your phone, reach out to 100 people, show Al, Bob, and Chuck how to do the same damn thing. Helps impact 28 people's lives with the product and make $300, $298 on average. You guys decide which one you want to do. Now, here's what's really cool. So I spread this out, same picture as this one. I just had to make a little room. What happens? What does Al do? Al says, well, I got the 7 customers. Maybe some of these people I was talking to wants to make some money. He asks questions. He has a conversation. He's human. He passes the ball. They talk to us. They join the business. Guess what just happened to Al? He just became a Jade. He's making $298 a month now on average. What did Bob do? He said, that looks pretty cool. If Al can do it, I can do it. Let me talk to 100 people. What happens to Bob? He becomes a Jade. What happens to Chuck? Chuck says, I can do that. It's reaching out to 100 people. He does it. Guess what? He becomes a Jade. What happened to you? Woo. You just turned pearl. Watch that. Watch it happen again. There it goes. See that? Woo. Pearl. You know what you know what that is? That's the equivalent of me going out and spending another $30,000 for my second house. I got done with that. All the nonsense I talked about, $340 a month. Add those two together, that's $600 a month in residual income. Let's recap. I had to save up $60,000. Took 4 years. We didn't go anywhere. We didn't go out to eat. We didn't do nothing. Why? Because I needed residual income because I'm tired of working for people. 4 years, $60,000, $250,000 in debt because I've got 2 mortgages for $120,000 each, $240,000. All of that plus the headache and hoping they're going to pay me on time. That was $260 and $340 if everything worked out well. $600 in residual income. Or have Al, Bob, and Chuck do the same damn thing that you did, which was reach out to 100 people, get 3 business partners, 7 customers, and when that happened right here, you just went, boop. And now you're making on average $659 a month in this business. How many phone calls you get for toilets being broken in this business? What do you get instead? People calling you going, oh my God, thank you. You've saved my life. You've changed my life. I can now get out of my house after 18 years like Miss Betty Harrison. That's what we get to do. Now you're a Kiani Pearl. And guess what? When you build it our way, you're a Pearl on the first of the month. Why? Because everybody did 3 and 7. That's the secret. What happens a little bit later? Well, these 9 people that just joined the business, now that's still them. I had to move some things around. So I'm going to go back and forth. Camera 1, camera 2, camera 1, camera 2, camera 1, camera 2. Okay, can I see how that goes, right? So then what happens? Well, one of those 9 people, they reach out to 100 people. They say, hello, how are you? 50 of them ignore them. 50 of them want to chat. 25 of those want to do something. 12 of them about health, 12 of them about wealth. And guess what happened? Boom, we got some new business partners that just joined. When that happens, what happens to number 1 down there? Turns to a Jade. What happens when number 2 does that? Sends out 100 send-outs. Doesn't sit there and take 4 years to do it. They just go ahead and send it right on out. There's another Jade. There's another Jade. When these 3 people hit Jade, what happens to Al? Al just became a Pearl. Al's making $659 a month on average. That's pretty cool. How many new people did you bring onto the business? 0. How many new houses did you buy? 0. How much money did it take you to be able to grow into another organization? 0. What happens with Bob? Bob's people. Bob's first guy goes out, sends out 100 messages. Bob's first guy becomes a Jade. Second guy becomes a Jade. Third guy becomes a Jade. What happens to Bob? Bob's a Pearl, $659. That's pretty cool. What happens to Chuck's first person? Sends out 100 messages. 3 and 7. He's a Jade. Second guy, 100 messages. He's a Jade. Third guy, 100 messages. He's a Jade. What happens to Chuck? Chuck's a Pearl. What does that mean for you? It means it's time to go car shopping. Why? Because just like that, you're now a Sapphire. Average Sapphire makes $1,500 a month. And they get $500 a month for a car. That's not too bad. How many text messages did you send out? 100. Well, Casey, those numbers can't work for everybody. Okay, send out 200 then. How many people do you have in your phone right now? Well, I don't know. That's where everybody screws up. Oh, I've got 200 people, but they're not good. And you get in your head. You're focused on you. What are they going to think about me? What are the, that's called your terrorist. He's screwing with you all the time. Stop listening. Stop focusing on you. You've got the golden goose. And metaphorically speaking, you got the cure to just about anything out there. Now, for the FDA that's listening in, we never say that our products cure anything. But you get my point. You got something amazing in your hands, but you're in your own head so that you won't send a freaking hi on Facebook. Why? Because of fear. I get it. This is classroom time. We're talking about how to drive the car. I'll get in the cab with you. I'll ride shotgun with a shotgun in my hand, and I will shoot your terrorists constantly while we're driving down the road. But I need to do some classroom time with you so you get this. It's all based on everybody doing the same thing, which is reach out to 100 people. Did I say anywhere in here that this guy, any of these green dots that are Jade needed to answer any questions? No. Did Al, Bob, or Chuck have to answer any of those questions? No. Who did that? You? No. If you want to, I can teach you how to do that. Some of you are begging to get into the shooter group, and you're going to be there here real shortly. The shooters are our servant leaders. They're the ones that have been in this thing, done this so far, and said, you know what? I want to help more people. Cool. Come on. I'll teach you how to do that too. But up to this point, what have you done? You sent out 100 messages. And you're a Kiani Sapphire on the 1st of every month. What would it be like? It's coming up on the 1st. Well, we got another week. I don't even know what day it is. We got about a week. Imagine going over to the mailbox, put the little key in there, turn it, open it up, see all the envelopes. There's the Connie one. You open it up, tear it up, blow into it, and you look at the little check. And then in the box, it says $1,500 made out to your name. And there's going to be another one of those show up 1 month from there and another one next month. Do things start changing? You're damn right they do. So what did I do? Same thing. Camera 1, camera 2, 3 pearls, 9 jades, 27 newbies. 3 pearls, 9 green dots, 27 blue dots. I just took the middle one, moved them up, took the ones on the outside, moved them down so that we had room for what's getting ready to happen in your business. What do you have to do? Nothing. Maybe a little encouragement here and there, high five, rooting for your people, getting them to get on Power Hour, get them to get on the Jade Factory and watch a freaking video and then get in the dump truck with us. What happens? That guy way down there on the bottom, what does he do? He sends out 100 messages. 3 and 7 happens. He becomes a Jade. Next guy, 100 messages, becomes a Jade. Next guy, 100 messages, becomes a Jade. What does that do for the guy that brought those 3 people on? He's a pearl. Next blue one, 100 messages, Jade. 100 messages, Jade. 100 messages, Jade. Guy that brought them on, pearl. Next guy, 300 messages, 3 people, 7 customers, Jade. Jade, Jade, pearl. What's that do for Al? Remember Al, one of your first 3 that you brought on? Al has to go car shopping now. Why? Because he's a sapphire. How cool is that, that somebody on your team is also going to go get a car? You're driving around in your Mercedes S550 and they're so nice. They go really, really fast. Like throw you in the back of the seat fast. Like, holy crap, that's fast. Change the colors. Have the 2 different moonroofs. It's so good and paid for by the company. What happens up here at the top? What happens in Bob's organization? Bob's got 3 Jades. Each of those people that those Jades brought on 3 people. What do each of them do? They send out 100 messages. 3 and 7, Jade. 100 messages, 3 and 7, Jade. 100 messages, Jade. 100 messages. Oh, Bob's first person just hit pearl. Bob's first guy is making $659 now. Next guy, 100 messages, Jade, Jade, Jade. Bob's second guy, pearl. Bob's third guy's team, Jade, Jade, Jade. How'd they do that? 100 messages. What happens to that guy, pearl? What happens to Bob? Everybody's getting, it's like Oprah Winfrey. You get a car, you get a car. Everybody's getting a damn car. Well, Casey, that's not realistic. Bull crap. Your head is squished in and you're not letting there be room for this simple freaking math. It's that easy. How did they do it in Dallas? 2,500 cars. What did they do? They got out of their own way and they took action. Well, Casey, what type of action? 100 messages. Chuck's team, Jade, 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 pearl. Jade, 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 pearl. Same thing happens again. Another pearl. What's that happen to Chuck? Chuck has to go car shopping. What does that mean for you? Well, heck, I guess I'm Ruby now. Here's what happened in your organization. You just blew by Ruby. You're an emerald in the company now. Just broke emerald. About 54,000 points in your organization. Does this happen? Happened to me. I was barely Ruby and boom, next month, emerald. What's the recap? What did you do? You found Al, Bob, and Chuck out of 100 people that you know. What did everybody else do? The same thing. People get so messed up on math. They can't extrapolate. And now you're an emerald if you would just follow this. On the 1st of every month. What's the emerald position pay at? $7,400 a month. Casey, your whole thing is just, I just can't get my head wrapped around it. It's unrealistic. Let's say that I'm off by another 50%. What does that mean? That means you're a very strong Ruby. Let's get your head around Ruby. $3,500 a month. I would have to have 12 houses. 12 houses at $30,000. I would have to have close to $400,000 in cash to have that many houses. And if I had, I would have probably almost $3 million in debt. So when the next housing bubble goes smack down and knocks everybody on their butt again, I'm left holding the bag and I'm bankrupt at $3 million. Or I can grab my phone, reach out to 100 people, say hi, and stop worrying about 17 more steps down the road because I can't handle mathematics where my brain gets wrapped around that. I feel like I got too many things. I don't have the resources to be able to drive that big of a truck. I can drive a little F-150, but I can't drive this big rig and get my head wrapped around all these people. And because of that, let me go back to the first 4 things that we do in this business. You got to have a destination. You got to have a vehicle. You got to have resources. You know how to drive, but you don't feel like you have the resources to do that. And what happens? You don't even take the truck out of the driveway because you're so worried about 16 steps down the road. How many generations was this? This was 1 for Al, Bob, and Chuck, 2 for your pearls, 3 for the Jades, 4 generations of people sending out 100 messages. You can't get your head wrapped around the 4 because you're too worried about looking at all those blue coming in. Because your head's messing with you. Am I going to have the resources to be able to deal with that many people? What about all the phone calls? What about all of the questions and all the things that they have? That's not your job to deal with. We have that taken care of with our automation. We have that taken care of with the shooters. Because as this right here happens, guess what's going to happen? Of all the people that are in there, and I didn't add that all up, but there's 3, there's 9 pearls, there's 27 jades, there's 81 new people on that. You had 9 pearls. You had 3 sapphires and you. So that is 10, 40. That's 121 people in your organization if you added that all up. Well, Casey, I don't know how to deal with 121 people. Yet nobody on the planet does. I had 42 project managers that reported to me globally in my previous company. Guess what? I didn't talk to all 42 of them. I barely knew all their names. But I was responsible for them. How was I responsible for them? Because I had a couple of key individuals. And you only need a couple of key individuals of shooter quality to be able to handle close to 40 people that are just figuring things out because all you're doing is pointing them. We have communication set up. We have County Local. We have so much technology at our hands. We have all the resources necessary and you don't have to manage them. I have leadership throughout the organization for that. Here's all you got to do. Grab your phone. Send out 100 messages. And then you've got this amount coming in every month. Or I'm off by 50% and you got an extra $3,500 coming into your bank account every month and you're a Ruby. $300 is pretty cool a month. $3,500 will change every single person's life on this Zoom. I promise you, and anybody that's going to watch it. $3,500 is nothing to sneeze at. That is change your zip code type of money. That is teacher retirement right there. That is you no longer putting up with 31 screaming banshees in a small classroom. You don't have to do that anymore. If you want to, go for it. Do it for free because you don't have to do it for the money. Now you can go out and do the things that you really want to do. Go back to that reason why you got started, that destination that we talked about on our trip. Go back to step number 1. What do I want to do? That's how this business works. If you will focus not on this big picture, not on all of this, not on any of that, not on any of that, but on that right there. Is there a person right now, and I need you to send a message right now if you believe wholeheartedly that you can't do this right here? Because if you can do this right here and stop worrying about the other 13 slides that I just showed and worry about this slide and this one only, and then stop worrying about the outcome of 3 and 7 and take a step back on what we do and stop focusing even on these 3 and go back to what we do and worry about you, this little circle, and then get out of your circle and make a list. You don't have to make a list. Get on your phone, go to Messenger, click on the little button on the bottom that has a little plus sign, and it'll show you all the people, human beings, people, not some random prospect, but a human being. And do this. There's a little button that you push and it does this. You wave. And then 50 of them aren't even going to wave back. 50 of them are. Of the 50 that come back, I want you to use your thumbs and say, hello, how are you? Well, Casey, I haven't talked to this person in 27 years and I don't know what they're going to think of me. And that right there is the reason why you don't have $3,500 a month coming into your bank account right now. Because you're so damn worried about 4 steps down the road that don't matter. It's David Jones says it all the time, imperfect action. What does that mean? It means you're going to screw up. Something's not going to go just perfectly. It doesn't matter. You're having a conversation. You're one conversation away. Well, I haven't talked to them in forever. Well, then say hi to them and see what they've been up to. Well, I don't know what they're going to think of me. Y'all have no problem talking to people about the dumbest things ever. I watch it happen daily. The stupidity of the conversations on this planet are mind-boggling. You know how to have a goofy little conversation, but the moment we think of us and a business, we lose our damn mind. I don't know how to talk to people. You will talk to 50 people tomorrow. Well, I didn't sit there and have a long conversation with them. I didn't ask you to. I said, wave at them. So here's what I want everybody to do right now. Well, Casey, I'm freaking out. We're getting ready to do something. I don't know if I can do it. This is going to be crazy for some of you. Grab your phone. Come on. Get them up in the air. Show them to me. Everybody got their phone. Go to Messenger. I don't have Messenger. Google it, okay? I ain't going to sit here and explain to you how to get Messenger. You'll figure it out, y'all big boys and girls. You've got freaking playing pinball and squares and word games. You can figure out how to put Messenger on there. Everybody click on Messenger. It's a little lightning bolt. And when you go in there, you're going to see all your chat channel and all your chats going on. And on the very bottom, you're going to see 2 little people and a little green thing that says 99 plus or however many plus. Push that button. If you get lost, come back and play the recording. We're at the 45-minute mark on the recording. And go on there, and I want you to, for the first 10 people, we're not even going to do 100. I'm going to take it easy on you. 10 people right now. I want you to go down your list, and if they're already in the business, I want you to move on to the next person. But the first person that you run into that's not in the business and is not your customer, I want you to push that little wave button. And I want you to do that 10 times. And if you sit there and you fight me on this, you're going to be poor forever. Do this right now.
I don't see the 3 dots.
I don't remember saying 3 dots. On the very bottom on Messenger, you see 2 little people, and it'll have like 99 plus. And when you push on that, it's going to show the people that are active. And I want you to scroll down until you find a person that's not in the business and not a customer already. And then here's what I want you to do. I want you to get out of your head that you're freaking out. It's 9:45. They're probably asleep. Whatever are they going to think of me? That's just unnatural to send a message this late at night. Some of y'all are having this thought, I can guarantee it. It's Messenger. It ain't a phone call. You ain't ringing them and waking them up and freaking them out. They ain't going to answer anyway, even if you did call them, because nobody talks on the phone anymore. Now they got this damn Marco Polo thing. Sherry got me on that today. Holy crap, that's going to be a time sink. But it's fun. So I just need you to wave at them. So here's the deal. The first person that you run into going down this list, if you were at the grocery store and you saw them 5 aisles down and they hadn't seen you yet, if you're going to duck down the first aisle you see because you do not want to talk to this person because they're kind of like a serial killer, or you just, I mean, they bullied you in high school, I don't know what, right? First thing is delete them out of your damn phone. Why are they even in there? Now, I get it. I like my entertainment too. I like watching people's house burn down. It's, you know, we're all crazy that way. So if they're in there for entertainment and they're that jacked up and you just want to watch their world and see how crazy they are, cool, leave them. Otherwise, delete them. But if you wouldn't duck down the aisle, you'd actually go 5 aisles over and say, hey, man, or just kind of bump into their cart having fun and say, hey, man, how you been? If they're that way, I need you to hit the little wave button. Now, some of you are going to freak out. Well, what's going to happen next? What do I do after they wave back? And what are they going to think? Push the damn button. Wave at them. All right, let me check. I'm looking to see if anybody fell off, broke a hip, died. You know that guy from Hangover, the Vietnamese dude? He's the comedian. He's actually a doctor. I don't know if y'all know that. But he has that great scene. Did you die? No. Anybody just completely confused, lost, not sure what they're doing? So there's 20. I've already lost some. It's so funny. I love the fear of people. I think we were up a little bit higher over 30, and I've already lost 4 of you. Not y'all, but the other 4. It happens. It's cool. I'm sure they had something very urgent to go do. Oh, I've heard all this before. They're still stuck at no customers and no business partners. And for y'all watching this recording, I'm on to you. I see you. You better be pushing that button. This isn't just for us tonight. It's for you in the morning when you're listening to this on your way into work. So now that you've sent this to 10, has anybody had anybody wave back to them? Anybody get lucky like that? Goslin already did it. Anybody else? Still here, answering responses. Cool. All right, so for y'all that got done, this is crazy. They waved back. You saw them across the grocery store. You wave at them. They waved back. What do I do now? You walk up to them, and here, let me give you the exact phrasing on what to do. This is a script for you, okay? I want you to type this in, capital H, little e. Don't do all caps. You're going to be screaming at them, but capital H, little e, LLO. And then however you finish that sentence. Some of you just say hello. Some of you say, oh, I don't do that. I say hi. Okay, that's more efficient. I'm good with it. Maybe, hi, how are you? What's up? How's it shaking? What you know good? I'm going to get a whole recipe book on all the different ways to say hello. You're going to love it. It's going to be in print. You can buy it from me. It's going to be great. Send that to the people that waved back. The people that didn't wave back, screw them. No. They're busy. They got stuff going on. They're going to wave back in a couple days, couple hours, couple weeks, couple minutes. I don't know when, but keep doing that. Mark, when you take a drink, dude, it is weird on this end. It looks like your face. Oh, that was pretty cool. So we just went through 2 steps in the process. You waved. They waved back. You remember Forrest Gump? I want you to picture that when you're doing it. They wave back. When they do that, you said, hello, how are you? Now, this is where the rubber hits the road. They're probably going to repeat back to you, I'm good, how are you? Oh, what do we do? What do we do next? You have a conversation. Don't think 17 steps ahead. Don't worry what you're going to say next. You don't do that in the grocery store. That would be weird. Well, what am I going to talk about when we get... You just go up and you say hi and you have a conversation. Y'all all passed kindergarten. You're good. You can handle this. You've got the skill set. You've got the resources. Well, all these people are going to be reaching out to me, Casey. I don't have the time resource. I'm busy. I have 4 kids and they're all in soccer and baseball and swim. And I get it. I understand. You should have seen how fast I was giving the 3-year-old a bath, man. It was record time tonight to get it all in. But guess what? There's times when you're on this thing doing stuff that's not productive. There's a chance that some of y'all tonight are going to watch Netflix. You have a choice to make. Netflix, $3,500 a month. Okay, so you got to have some downtime. I get it. Maybe cut back, I don't know, one show, a 30-minute show. Because all of y'all just sent out 10. There's about 30 of you on here. Let's say 25 of you were actually doing, let's say 20. That was 200 reach outs that we just had. 28 people in a little picture reached out to 10 people. What's that going to turn into? I have no idea, but I know the numbers. And you're going to have a conversation. Some of you's conversations are going to be funnier than others. I'm getting some messages in here and what y'all are sending, and I'm trying to keep a straight face. So when you do this, you're going to say, hi, how are, I can't even say it anymore. Hi, how are you? They're going to reply, I'm good, how are you? So I'm good. Here's what you do next. How's your family? Write this down on your notes. F-O-R-M, form. Family, occupation, recreation, motivation. How's your family doing? How's Aunt Susie? You know them, or maybe you don't. Casey, I haven't. I don't even know who the hell this first person was. That happens. I did that to a whole bunch of people when I was in Salt Lake. Hey, so good to see you. I don't know who the hell you are. And instead of being weird on that, I say, look, man, I meet hundreds of people. Remind me again, how do we know each other? I feel bad. I'm terrible, but you don't remember me either. So let's just cut with all the nonsense. How do we know each other? Now, that's an advanced topic. Some of y'all can't get there. I get it. Skip them, go to the next one. Family, occupation, recreation, motivation. How's your family? It's good. How's yours? It's good. All right. How's work? Work sucks. Yeah, mine does too. Where you going this summer? You going anywhere? No, man, I ain't got no money to go nowhere. Oh, we just hit a nerve. We shine the light switch on them. What happened? It's got a crack on the money side. I ain't got no money. I ain't going nowhere. Little pain. Does it hurt right there on the elbow? Hurts real bad on the elbow. So how long has this been going on where you haven't been able to take a vacation? Man, I haven't had a vacation in 13 years. Holy shit. Is that something you want to fix? Or how long you want to go 14, 15, 16 years? You want to keep doing what you're doing? You're sitting on a nail. You keep howling. You want to fix that? No, man, I'm good. I want to go 20. I think I can make 20 years without a vacation. You go do you, baby. Rock and roll. Bye-bye. And then you get in your little buggy at the shopping, at the grocery store, and you go down another aisle. That's what we do. That's us putting them in a little rubber raft, give them a cold beer, and send them on down the river. They don't want to fix their situation. Bye-bye. I ain't got time to sit here and convince you that your life sucks. You know it sucks. You don't want to fix it. I can't help you. Next. You got 99 other people waiting on you. They were on their knees last night begging for you to come into their life. You want to sit there and chase after the guy that's been 13 years without a vacation and has no desire to fix that? Cool. That's your business. You do it how you want. Or you do it this way, Jade Factory way. Go get yourself $3,500 a month and then go get some other stuff done on the planet and really change the world. Thumbs up if this made sense to you tonight. Sweet. You going to recommend this video to anybody in your organization? Yes, Casey. Yes, Casey. Are you going to do these steps? Maybe. I'm a little freaked out still. It's okay. We got a plan for you. You got somebody in your organization called a shooter. They are professional marksmen. They shoot this little terrorist on your shoulder. They hit him right between the eyes. There's pink mist all over, back over here on the frog when that happens. Now, they don't shoot you. Let me be clear. They shoot your terrorist. Not you. They shoot your terrorist. If your terrorist is getting a hold of you, you have to reach out. If not, you're going to sit in your dump truck not doing anything. All right. A couple quick announcements. As you know, we are in a special period of the 90-day challenge, healthy living challenge. I know Michelle has got a group coming over to her place, getting way outside their comfort zone. They're going to strip down to their skivvies. They're going to get on a scale. They're going to take pictures. It's going to be kind of wild and crazy. Wild and crazy night on Friday night. If you want to participate in that, she's posted that out there. Reach out to her. You want to do it on your own, do that. Jacob bought a Speedo. I'm telling you, wild and crazy Friday night in the Jade Factory. So get yourself involved in that. Highly recommend you do that. That's our campaign for the summer. My wife, Carrie, jumped all over this thing. And for y'all that don't know, she's a triathlete. She got 7th place in an Ironman. That's the one where you swim for like 2 miles, you bike for 140 miles, and then when you get done with all that, you go out for a nice leisurely marathon run. Took her 8 plus, no, I don't remember how many hours, 8 plus 9, maybe 9 hours to do all this. She got 7th place in the thing. So you could say that she's probably certified to be able to say she knows how to get herself in shape. 4 kids, she's a badass. So she jumped all in. You're welcome, Belman. She jumped all in on this, and she said, hey, I really like this thing. Plus, I'm going to win $10,000. So we got a little bet going on to see who actually wins that. And we're going to do some neat things. I want you to write down a couple dates. These are save the date. This is not nailed down, but we got some neat stuff we're going to work on. June 15th. This is for Houston. If you're not in Houston, apologies. You can't be everywhere, but we're going to do a 5K. There's a nice 5K event that's going on. You don't have to run it. You can just go walk it. And she's going to have that. You have weigh-ins. She's going to do a time-in. Her goal that she's going to write in her essay is she wants to be able to knock 5 minutes off of her 5K time in this 90-day challenge. So we're going to do right off the bat, we're going to get in there on June 15th, and we're going to do our time, and that's going to be kind of our setting on what we've got to start with. And then that's June 15th. That's a Saturday. And then Saturday, July 13th, we're going to have an event in our neighborhood. Again, save the date. We got to get all the details nailed down. But we're going to do a 5K. She's going to set up a course. She's got a cool thing on Strava.com, and it's where you can set up a community for different maps on where you can go to do that 5K. So we're going to do that here in our neighborhood. It's a beautiful neighborhood. And then we're going to finish up at one of the pools that we have. There's like 7 swimming pools here. And we're going to also do a fajita barbecue. And so that'll be pretty cool as well. And then on August 17th, that's the third date, August 17th, it's a Saturday, there's another event in downtown Houston, and that's going to be us doing our time out, if you will. So a way in and a way out, there's a time in and a time out. So by that time is going to see how she did and was she able to shave 5 minutes off of her time. You can choose to do this however you want to. Just get out there. And here's what we're going to do for the event. I've got this great idea for some T-shirts. And I got to get this is all, we're just talking right here. I'm going to get a picture of the Fit 20 and the HL5. There's a great one in the back office. I already found it. I'm going to get that printed onto a T-shirt. On the bottom of the T-shirt, it's going to have a website. The website's going to be thejadefactory.com/Casey Salge. So when you're out there and you're on this walk and you're talking to people and they go, what's that? Powered by nutritional protein. Tell me more. We're at a walk right now. Now's not the time to get in there, but let me get your information. Well, how can I get in touch with you? Take a picture of my shirt. You see that website? Go to that website. When they go to that website, and it'll be all of yours, it'll be a Jason Trott, Mark Solis, we're going to have a Kathy Harris, Rob Slagle. Everybody will have their own. And I'm going to set that up. I'm going to have a website that's jadefactory.com/your name. When they click on that, it's going to go to a page. That page is going to basically be your business card. It's going to have your contact information, your email, your website address, your cell phone number, all your contact information that you want to share. You'll set it up. You'll log into the jadefactory.com. You'll go into your one page for setting this up. You'll put in your information and it'll show up. The other thing that's going to show up is on the bottom is going to be a link that's coded, and it'll be your link generated link to go into your store to be able to purchase the products, and it'll home run them straight to the nutritional proteins. So to recap, you got a T-shirt on, pretty badass T-shirt. It's It's going to have the basic stuff on front. It's going to have a website with your name on it. They're going to take a picture of that, write that down, text it, whatever they got to do. They get there, it's going to have some information, and it's going to have a link that they can go in there and purchase. They'll be able to send you information. They've got all your contact information, all of that from that picture. It's going to be cool. And that will be the beginnings of how we build out, like I talked about in Salt Lake City, your Jade Factory back office with all the resources that you need. That's where we'll put the funnels. That's where we will put the learning management system that I'm going to be putting in. That's where we'll have our customer relationship management, our CRM. All of that will be in that back office as we keep blowing that up. I am pretty damn excited about this idea. Now I just got to pull it off. All right. So I didn't have enough to do. I decided to add some more logs on the fire, and that's what we do. You don't have to do that. All you got to do, grab your phone, send 100 messages. You just sent 10. Before your head hits the pillow tonight, I promise you, every single one of you on here could wave to 90 more people. Your choice. Your choice. Questions. Let's open it up for questions.
Hi.
Yes. Hi.
This is Jocelyn. Can you hear me?
Yes, I sure. Go ahead.
Hi. Yeah. So my question is, when promote with the 90-day healthy living challenge, and people start asking questions about like, oh, how you sign up for that and all that, how you handle that to avoid like the whole vomit thing of like.
I don't have a problem getting into all the detail about the 90-day challenge because it's given them some information about that and they were curious about it. You can be the proof person for that because you read up on the website and you know all the details and say, hey, I can send you some stuff on that. Okay. And then send them the stuff on it. And then there'll be a conversation. You'll have their contact information and you can continue the conversation. Just like if you were at the grocery store and they see that you're wearing one of these little healthy living jobbies on your wrist and they go, what's that? And you have a conversation. You don't tell them the whole world. You're at the grocery store. You ain't got that much time, but you tell them enough and they say, hey, let me get in touch with you. We'll grab a cup of coffee. I'll explain the rest of it, all that good stuff, or we'll talk later. Just get their contact information to be able to do that. Send them the information. Let them read. Point to the tools. Always point to the information. Make sense?
Mm-hmm. And I have a second question.
Go ahead.
One, like a potential customer, he has a lot of allergies, so that he wanted to read the ingredients, and the only thing that he asked me was kind of like, for the collagen, for the HL5, what makes Cayenne different? So I was wondering, like, how would you answer that?
I haven't seen anybody else offer this type of product with this ingredient list at all. Literally, this is cutting edge. This ain't out there. I had a lady, she is literally a nutritionist. She came back from Lyme disease, which is like so rare to happen because she studied up on everything there was to know and put it in place. And she's looking at what we had and we showed her HL5, Brian Pinso and I. She lost her damn mind. She was like, oh my God, this is amazing. So nobody else has got this out there. So you give them that list on there and they, why are we different? Because nobody's got this, Bubba. You have the golden goose. Go in with that attitude. If they look at Lincoln and they wrinkle their nose, sorry, shoot them the finger and tell them to get away from you and cut down the aisle because they're idiots. Okay? It's that good. Honestly, it is that good.
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome. There's so many, and here's why I say that. There's so many people that are little crabs in a bucket, man. They are just trying to grab every little thing because they see that you're confident in what you've got and they want to pull you down. Why? Because you're going places. They want to go places, but they're scared out of their mind. They don't have a vehicle. They don't have a destination. They don't have anything, and they don't want you to go on a trip. They're jealous. So they're going to pull you back down and try to poo-poo on this amazing product. Dude, just don't eat. Look down at your greatest thing I learned from one of my mentors. When you're in a conversation with an idiot, look down at your feet and go, holy shit, I'm not a tree. I have feet. I can walk and get away from them. All right. You don't have to stay there and stay in a conversation with those types of people. All right. That help? Awesome. Other questions? Haha, I see a couple people like the idea. Well, not the Speedo idea, but the shirt idea. Sorry, Jake. Are you planning anything for Carrying Hands Day? Not yet, actually, but that is on the agenda to figure out. Cool. All right. I feel great with HL5. Me too. I am enjoying the heck out of that. And Fit 20. It's been really good. It's been really good. And honestly, there's no BS. I came back. I probably didn't eat the greatest of all people over the weekend in Salt Lake City. I may or may not have had 1 or 2 whiskeys while I was there. Eddie drank the rest of it. I watched him do it. It wasn't me. But I came back. I was at 270. I think it was 278 and some change. I'm down to 273 since we've been back from, that's what I weighed in on when I landed on Sunday. And here it is Thursday, 5 days, and I'm down 5 pounds. And that has been a consistent drop, not just a yo-yo up and down. It's just been a consistent drop. And I have not changed anything. In fact, I've been so damn busy. I have not been doing a good job taking care of myself, going out, doing the walks and the working out. So that's just on the product. So it's good stuff. All right. Thanks, Casey. Great. You are very welcome. Kathy, did you have a question? Or are you just waving to somebody?
I was just going to say, can you tell a difference on my neck?
Absolutely. Unbelievable, Kathy. I'll be honest, I can't. That little box is small and it's dark there.
Well, trust me, my neck looks better, and I'm really hoping all this gets better, but I swear to you, I even had Rob look. It was like, whatever.
Yeah, that's a biased audience right there. I mean, come on, you got to get to go talk to Andy. Let's see what Andy says, then we'll know.
Ask David Nieves.
There it is. I love it. And speak it, Mr. Daniel, tell everybody, well, don't tell everybody what you said just a little bit ago, but tell everybody what you told me the other day when you were talking about when you were working out.
So for a very long time, every time I work out, my shoulders kill me and I got to warm up forever. So I started the HL5 on Friday, whenever they pass it out. And I took it Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday was the first day back in the gym. And I got on, started working out, and like I said, I warm up for like 10, 15 minutes, like just my shoulders. And I was like, wow, as soon as I started, it felt like I was already warmed up, and it was not hurting. Like my shoulders hurt, it just takes a long time to get going. Felt completely fine, and I'm like, man, that's crazy. And I also have a tennis elbow, my left arm, and it hurt. It's been hurting for 2-3 years, and like it is like pain, and it doesn't go away. I just kind of go through it. Zero pain through the whole workout, like nothing. And so I was like, all right, maybe this is the placebo effect. It's all in my head. The next day at the station, I did some crazy stuff and zero pain 2 days in a row. So it was nice. I'm a fan.
That's awesome. And that's a guy that does some serious working out. So share this with people. Share it after you find out what's going on with them. Don't be that guy. Don't throw up HL5 over everybody. Don't start throwing up collagen over everybody. Find out what they got going on. Work the conversation in. See if they've got any issues. You can ask them questions and see, hey, you have any issues with, working out, or you got any pain or anything? Yeah, I do. Why? Well, man, I've been dealing with the same thing, and I've got some stuff that is good. You want to fix that? Well, yeah, what you got? I got this stuff, man. You need to try it. Money back guarantee. Okay. Just start with the conversation. So, all right. Any other questions before we sign off? All right. I'm going to open the lines for everybody to say good night. Jason, keep getting healed up, brother. Good seeing everybody. And
the only thing he's been doing.
Say good night to everybody.
And then,
and everybody's unmuted now.
Good night, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
Good night, John boy.
Take care, Jason.
Thank you.
Take care, Jason.
Get feeling
Good
better.
night.
Healing
Thanks,
prayers.
everyone.
In my prayers, Jason. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a good night.